Welcome in, everybody, to a live episode of Doc's Daily on a Tuesday, June 10th. Whatever, folks. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm late. It's my fault. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm sorry. So I take full responsibility for that. But it is what it is. I am joined with Craig Trapp, Tony George, Nick Menken. We got a lot of baseball to talk about. A couple WNBA games are on the card. See if anybody's got anything in that. Want to talk about the NHL game last night. I was not here. I got back like right before it started, so I kicked everybody out of the living room. New customers, free $60 account, docsports.com, free 60. Head over there, link in the description of this video. You can go right to the website, click the tab. It's real easy to sign up if you haven't already. I don't know what you're waiting for. They'll give you a free $60 account. You can use that however you want, whether somebody's week pass, day pass, what sport, props, this, that, or whatever. Split it between cappers. You do you, Pikachu. But we'll give you $60 to do whatever you want there. Also, check out YouTube Premium. Premium's $19.99 with Indian Cowboys. Leans every day. You get a video from him. Premium Plus is $49.99, which includes the Indian Cowboy $19.99 package. But you get a video from Craig Trapp every day, and he'll give you 3 picks in one video, 2, 3, 4 stars, random cappers. We're just kind of grabbing some stuff and giving them to you. That's like a $2,700 value, Craig, right?
Yep.
20. Look at me, Detroit Public.
Two MLB and a little prop for MLB today too. No, one MLB. Let me just check. I got one MLB. No, 2 MLB. Video, Craig.
All Craig,
3 MLB.
Video and hit the
but
thumbs
one's a prop. One's a prop.
Sure. We'll go with that. All right. Let's talk about the NHL game before we dive into MLB. By the way, if you're watching in the comment section, you got a question about a specific game or something, drop it in the chat. You got 3 expert handicappers right here and a degenerate gambler. So you got both sides of the coin. You just got to drop the question in the chat, and we'll go from there. So let's get this party started. Since we'll go clockwise for me, Craig Trapp. Thoughts about NHL last night? Did you have the over, under, sideways? Over?
I had Florida.
Okay.
I haven't missed an NBA or NHL finals game yet, so I'm going to try to keep that streak going. Tomorrow's NBA, right? We got NBA tomorrow, and then the NHL on Thursday, right? Is that the schedule? I still don't understand why they're taking 2 days off in between these games.
Because they would have to take a game off, and then it would be the same night of the NBA.
So but I don't know why either one. It should just be every other day. Like, dude, this is all you built up for. You can't play.
I learned this on Friday from Raphael. The NBA waited till Sunday because Saturday was a big sport day, and they didn't want to compete with everybody. I learned this stuff while you were in Vegas doing stuff.
I want to say this, though, about Circus Swim. I think no matter how long you stay there, it's $2,500. There was 4 of us, me, Nick, Griffin, and Guy. And we were there for 5 or 6 hours, about the same I ended up being there. And it was about $2,500. I was there with Lenny and there was 10 of us. And it was still $2,500. I think they just charge you $2,500 just to bring you.
I think it's they're always like, did you meet the spending limit? And I'm like, just keep bringing it. I'll hit that. I'll hit it.
Lenny brought me a cardboard cowboy hat, and then I was seen around Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas, when that hat all night long.
It was the best $7.99 I ever spent at Walmart. I'm gonna tell you right now. It was.
Did anybody get a picture of it?
Yes, we got lots. I'll send you some pictures. Got lots of.
I might have. I don't know if I think I got one of him in the wild with the hat, just the bathing suit, yelling at somebody.
No speedo on the trip.
That's good. Exactly.
I will say this. I don't know where the Pacers fans were, but as out there in Vegas, of course, that game started at 5:00, I think it was, or 5:30. So you start to see the tons of Thunder jerseys around coming to watch this at Circus Swim, but I didn't see one Pacers jersey.
I didn't see nobody in Pacer stuff.
A little surprised.
That's nuts. And I get that geographically we're probably closer to somehow to Oklahoma City. I don't know.
Still a plane ride.
No, I mean, it's Vegas. I get that. But, I mean, there was nobody. I expected to see a Pacer hat or some jersey T-shirt or something. Especially
but I am undefeated
area.
Now. At Circus Swim. I've been there twice, 3-0. Hit a huge parlay. We paid for the whole night with Nick and Griffin and Guy, and then I hit a nice 3-team parlay. paid for my portion of the thing and then some. So it was a nice little 6-0. So Circus Swim, I just have to go out there, once a month, Tony? We'll just show up there. Yeah. We'll be undefeated, and we'll just pay for our whole lives.
That's beautiful. I'll swoop in once a month, stop by, say hi, and I'll leave. It sounds great. Great idea. Tony, how'd your hockey game go? What do you got going on today?
Well, I have my first loss in the finals. We'd hit a 7 unit in the NBA and had won both those. We'd won the hockey, but last night I had the under. I thought that my take was not really the zigzag theory. I think now I've learned I'm not taking another under in this series ever. But you can't. It's kind of hard to hit under when there's a penalty. Yeah.
Every 3 minutes.
Every 3 minutes there's a penalty play. So that happened. But I just thought, these were two teams that both of them for the entire season on defense had allowed less than 3 goals per game. And I thought maybe at some point in time that would come to fruition, Florida did their thing at home. Bobrovsky had a good night. I mean, he came through. I thought he would. Skinner, you never know what you're going to get. He's a mixed bag, but I thought he might show up, and he didn't. And so we lost that, but we've hit 7 out of our last 10 there. We're rolling in the NBA. I see that Florida is a -150 favorite now on Thursday. Total 6.5 again. I don't know. I'll lean into Nick, but I'll just blindly bet the over 6.5. Hell with it.
Yeah, definitely.
Nick, will they switch goalies, you think?
I don't think so. I think it's Skinner's to lose. But he did exactly what I was afraid of him doing yesterday. And 56 seconds into the game, Marchand picked up right where he left off in game 2. Yeah. He scores the first goal of that game, punches him right in the mouth. Then they go down 2-0, and now Skinner's the head case. I'm going to be real with you guys. After the first period, I rage quit. I stopped watching it because I understood exactly what was going to happen. I didn't think the Oilers were going to score just that one goal in the first period and not score again. And the cherry on top, I had the under just like Tony, and that was just brutal watching Florida continuously put pressure and the puck in the back of the net. Bad read on my behalf. I take full responsibility for it, but I must say I'm 2-1 now in NHL in the Stanley Cup Finals in my cards, and I am 2-0 now in the NBA. So that was my first final losing card, losing day. But we'll bounce back. It's all right. I'm still on the Oilers. They have to win this next game in order, to get this series a chance to hoist that cup. They have to win this next game. If they don't, it's over. The Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. So bad read on my behalf yesterday, but I'm going to bounce back. I'll tell you that.
I've won one bet all the way through all 3 games, and it's Bobrovsky over saves. And that's the only bet I've been consistent with that's been a moneymaker for me, and that's like -115, and I'm okay with that. I hit that draw. I've done the game 1, and I've been playing with house money since. So I was on Florida. I took them in a small plus tag just to have them in regulation. I thought they were just going to win today's game. I still believe the series goes 6-7 games, so I don't think Edmonton's dead in the water, but both goalies are, I think, at like 26.5 is saves, and they're both like -110, -115. Sooner or later, I think we got to have an under game, and I'm good. And I'm going to hit both those props at the same time. And that's what I'm trying to hit with that. I don't know. We're union.
They're not going to be an under in this. I just said they're not going to be an under. Listen to the expert, not the degenerate gambler.
That's true. That's true.
How many goals before they pull Skinner? That's what I want to know. If they get down one early, Nick. So if they score in the first minute again, the first couple of minutes, and you get the second in the first, do you think they pull Skinner? You got to do something. He was not. I mean, he was bad.
I would say just like this last game, if there's 3 goals in that first period, get him out of there.
Yeah. I mean, last year they were down what? They were down 0-3 last time and came all the way back to force game 7. So you can't – at least you say Edmonton just last year. Already this year, they've came back from deficit in every game. And, you can't bury them. But, man, Marchand he's been a difference maker. Like, he's the MVP right now. Like, it's not close. McDavid would be the MVP, obviously, if the Oilers win. Marchand, I am guessing. I mean, 3 goals at, 37 years old? He's got a goal in each game. That's something else. What a trade.
I mean, I don't think you're not going to take Stuart Skinner out unless there's 5 goals in a period. For real. You can't do it. Can't do it. You can't do that to that team. It messes with everybody else. I mean, because listen, it's not like they got, no, there's not the goalie coming out of the second. What's his name? Calvin Picard or like the Star Wars or Star Trek, whatever.
Captain Picard is the goalie?
Captain Picard. Yeah. His name, I think, is Calvin or I don't know.
He's a Trekkie. How do you do that? Like, I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like he had 8 saves, gave up a goal. You know what I mean? So he's not going to be.
The third one was bad. That was
you could just play some defense. That's the bigger problem. Play defense because they are putting him in a spot not to succeed. You know,
I'll tell you something. That guy's a head case when he starts getting scored on.
Yeah.
If Florida comes out
early
and punches him in the mouth early again, this next game he's going to give up another 5 or 6
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Definitely.
That's why I don't want the.
But that's Edmonton's been that way all year. They got
Edmonton is more than capable of 1 goal in a game against Bobrovsky, even there on the road. Absolutely. I mean, they're just so fast. They're faster than Florida. Florida's physical, so it's a great matchup of 2 different kind of how they go at it. But I don't see a 2-1 game anywhere in this series.
Edmonton can't win on low scoring games. It has to be high scoring. So Edmonton, it's kind of like the Pacers. The Pacers have to push the pace to win. I don't think they're winning low scoring games. Like, they have to push the pace. Same way with Edmonton. I feel like it needs to be more open ice play for them if they're going to win, which means more goals. So, like you said, Tony, I wouldn't even think about the under. I'm playing aside the next game, but I would not ever even think about that under, which means maybe you should run to the window and bet the you never think about it. That's when you
That's when you go do it. On unders, I usually look to draws because life's too short to bet the under. So I'd rather look for the overtime.
Well,
you're up. You're up. Those first 2 games.
I mean, what's the goal? What do you think? If it's 6.5, what's the team goals for Edmonton? 3, 3.5? Right, 2.5.
Probably 2.5. I would say 2.5, 3.5.
I like that because I just think Edmonton's going to throw everything at them. They got nothing to lose. They're on the road. They're down. It's like everybody's counting them out. I think that you play the over Edmonton goals. I just think they're going to have a much, much better game.
Over 2.5 is going to be chalky, but I agree with you.
Sometimes there's that 3 where you get at a little better price, so then you get the push as well. So just different books. But you can always find that under the team totals, and different books offer, obviously different prices. So make sure you shop that around because that one can change drastically book to book. You might pay an extra 20 cents on the dollar. So make sure you shop that around.
For sure. Shop your line there. Let's talk MLB. Craig Trepp, you got a free play for us on Tuesday for MLB?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I'd ever hear that the Pirates could win more than 2 or 3 games in a row, but that's the case right now. And you're playing the Marlins. Like I said, me and IC did a show last night. I said anything minus 155-ish less, you just take the Pirates here. The Marlins act like this is the trade deadline next week, and they just have stopped playing. Like, everybody's obviously on the trade deadline. And I don't know what's wrong with Alcantara, but I thought he was going to be one of those guys that someone would go out and pick up early and make a true difference, as a 3rd or 4th on a playoff team. I don't know anybody that's going to want this guy. This guy's been absolutely terrible. Take the Pirates. I like them the first 5 innings. I like them for the game. Get in on the Pirates on this one.
Nice. Tony George, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, that was my free pick, but
Craig.
Double down.
I'll do you one better.
Ooh.
Pirates run line minus 1.5 plus 150. They lit him up for 10 last night. Alcantara. What happened to this?
Cy Young
beginning of seasons, they talk about Cy Young guy. This guy was a stud, and he almost an 8 ERA. He's given up almost 5, walks per 9 innings. I mean, the guy is getting lit up like a Christmas tree at Rockefeller Plaza Pitt can hit. So I'm all Pitt minus 150. Pitt run line. Pitt team total. I mean, why not?
Okay.
They're going to have 8 or 9 runs tonight. You might even want to sniff that over.
I was just going to say the over's at 8, 8.5. Most places you shop your line. There is an 8 out there. But
Pitt, Pitt did have a great pitch. Who's Keller?
Keller.
Yeah, it's Keller, and then
he's got like a 4-something ERA. So Miami might get a couple off the plate late, or even against him. So the overs in play.
I think they should take.
Now the final score is going to be Miami 11-3.
Hey, Tony, they should. What's it called in soccer? They should
be careful with that over. Be careful with that over, though. It looks too good to be true. I mean, you got Alcantara, he's got a 7 whatever ERA. You got Keller, he's got a 4-point-something ERA. He's got 1 win on the season, 8 like it just looks too easy to be true.
Yep.
Stay calm. I would take the under in this game. Maybe they come out. Alcantara looks like him old self. We'll see. Hey, I don't know, but take that under.
They got swept by the Rockies at home. Like, I mean, the Rockies have like 10 wins on the year and 3 in a row versus this Miami team at Miami. I mean, relegation should be back. They should find a way to relegate teams.
Philly, but they can't. But they don't score when they win. Like they 2 of those 3 games against Philly were 2-1. They winners. And the other one was a 5-4 winner. So I don't know. The over looks way too fishy.
I'll throw one else in there. I would play Pitt on the run line. Maybe they win 5-1, and maybe Nick's right. But the other one I like too today on a total. I'd take a look at that over in that Boston Tampa Bay game. They scored what?
I think it was 11-9
last night. Mm-hmm. Boston put up 20. What was it? 20 some runs in 3 games against. The Yankees. Mm-hmm. I mean, or 17 runs in 3 games or whatever it was. I actually did a write-up for that game. But nonetheless, I like that couple. We got a Giolito alert.
Yeah.
Where's Griffin when we need him?
Yeah, here he is right here.
It's like a tornado. Every time he gets to start, that's like a tornado siren going off in Kansas City when it clouds up. Time to take cover. But
what does Griffin say? Head case. Griffin says he's the biggest head case in baseball.
Dude, he is. He's a mess. We love playing him in the White Sox. Yeah, he came to town. It was like
game, he looks
car payments were made when Giolito pitched against the Tigers.
Yeah.
Car payments.
He caught him a head case. The next game, he almost threw a no-hitter.
Yeah, he threw like 8 no-hit innings or some shit.
Since then, though, he's had a couple really bad starts. So, I mean, you don't get a 6+ ERA if you're a good starter after
1-1 on the year, so he's got to win somewhere in there. 6.42 ERA, 1.63 WHIP.
How about Boston at home last night, giving up 3 and extra, the top of the 10th, just blowing it. Just those guys. Yeah.
No. This is going to be interesting. Boston has a lot of
I'm on the over
players
on this game by myself. It's 9.5. I'm on the over, but
I mean, what are they, just below 500? I mean, what was Boston going to do at the trade deadline? Because, they're not usually sellers, but they would need a lot of help to kind of move up. So I think maybe Boston might move some of those veterans maybe not the pitchers, but maybe some of their veteran, some of their support on the offense maybe goes elsewhere. So it'd be an interesting division there come trade deadline.
Nick, what do you got in the MLB?
Yeah, let's look at these Minnesota Twins and the Texas Rangers. The Rangers are coming in this game on a 2-game winning streak here, but this is the thing. The Rangers on the road this season, they're 11-22. That is brutal here on the road, completely different than playing here at home. In their last 10 games, they're 4-6, and Tyler Mahle will be on the mound. This is a very public pitcher for the Texas Rangers, I must say. He's got a 5-3 record on the season, and he's matched up against Wood Richardson for the Minnesota Twins here. He's 2-2. And he's pitching like he's pitching on the back of his card here. He's a 500 pitcher at best. His ERA is over 5 here. In his last outing, he got absolutely bombarded by the Baltimore Orioles there. He went 4 innings of work and 6 runs. Richardson, in his last 3 games, 10 earned runs here. He's going up against a team right now that is currently 28th in runs per game. They only average 3.3 runs per game here. And then on the team batting average, they're 29th in baseball, hitting a 221 as a team. I think this is a perfect bounce back spot for Wood Richardson here in the Minnesota Twins, because I know the Twins are going to produce runs. I'm not sure if the Rangers will, and I think that Wood Richardson has a bounce back game here at home and beats this Texas Rangers team at home. I like the Minnesota Twins here over the Rangers tonight, Lenny.
I like that.
We lost you for a second there. What'd you say at the very end?
Minnesota Twins over the Texas Rangers.
That's what I thought. Like what is wrong with Texas? That was a team I thought would be, I didn't think it'd be world beaters, but I thought Texas would be a couple games above 500 at this point, and maybe could make a trade at the deadline and kind of push them up. They're just terrible, but they do have a big starting pitching edge tonight, so that does keep them. Keep these odds down a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of lean towards Minnesota. We talked about this about our division. We talked in detail last week where you were going about Minnesota Twins being frauds. So,
Twins
yeah.
or Rangers? Twins. Okay.
Twins are the frauds. They're frauds.
Of this division.
Yep. Just like the Minnesota Vikings, and really, I mean, in football, they're.
Oh, see, he's trying to throw the jabs in. Like
shots fired. Come at me, Vikings fans. I mean, I'm eating the Albertson Sparky lot around the corner. I don't care.
I heard some Bears fans. I heard some Bears fans talking Super Bowl this year when I was out.
I saw some stuff on Twitter, with new coaching change.
Right? Wade that owns this company needs to start vetting you, son of a bitches, before he hires you. But
why?
Tigers. Menken, he's at Bears, Trap. Oh
Bear
my
down.
God.
And we got the Super Bowl coming out Cincinnati this year.
Griffin's giving us a free play.
It don't make a difference who comes out of the NFC North. You can't win a playoff game to save your ass when it counts. Period.
Hey, Rex,
we won a few
playoff games lately.
There, baby. That's what matters.
We won we're the last team to win at Kansas City, right? In the playoffs.
Yeah, well, that's rare.
And we had this one. You guys had barely beat us. There's one guy. They say that Patrick Mahomes really years, and it's by far Joe Burrow, because it's the only guy that's played him competitively and beat him head to head consistently.
Well, I just like how everybody throws Kansas City under the bus and this, that, and the other. They're sick of them winning like the Patriots. I get it, but out of the last 20 playoff games they played in, they're 17-3, and 2 of those losses were in the Super Bowl, and then one to Burrow in a championship game where we should have went for it at halftime and kicked the field goal. We went for it and didn't get it. We still had a 10-point lead and then blew the whole freaking game. But at day's end, I don't want to hear this lion shit all year long until you guys can win a game that matters. Man, you should have your tail between your legs after that Commanders game last year.
Yeah.
I said it though. You can't tell me that. I won't do that, because I said that this is a bad matchup for the Lions. This is all bad. This is all bad.
All good things must come to an end. Enjoy this little dynasty run. I had it with the Blackhawks, 3 Stanley Cups, 10, 12, and I believe 16 it was. So hey, Chicago.
I get it. I get dynasties. I had a Red Wings dynasty for a minute. Yeah. You have a Kansas City Chiefs dynasty for real. That shit ain't gonna last.
Look at it this way.
You look at what the division has spent
around you. Yeah, just
how many head coaches? Now they got Peyton and Carroll and I forgot the other one. Harbaugh. They brought in all these studs. And they still can't beat them. I mean, until somebody can beat them in their division. Mahomes has been a starter for 6 years. He's got 6 division losses in 6 years, for crying out loud. Come on.
Yeah. The division hasn't been great, but I do think it's gotten a lot better.
A lot better.
Last year.
They're breaking themselves trying to beat them.
I think the Chargers out of those teams this year is the biggest up and comer. I think they're going to have a big year this year.
They'll never.
I don't believe the Broncos
with that head coach.
What has Herbert? I can't get over
done nothing.
I hear this. Herbert has been the most hyped up guy that's never done nothing in his entire freaking career.
He does put up stats, but he doesn't get a lot of the wins when it matters.
He's Matt Stafford.
He doesn't win.
Although Matt Stafford, that's what they said about him, like you said, and then all of a sudden.
I agree. That's what he did.
Always be closing. Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross. He gets a set of steak knives every year.
Yeah. I always say
better Harbaugh coaches
like
for
Derek Carr, third place is you're fired. You know,
the problem is if you're an NFL GM, once you pay the quarterback, once you get a max quarterback, they better be amazing. Because once you pay max quarterback, you can't put it into the other players. You can't have a great defense.
It's like the kiss of death.
Yeah, I mean only a few teams can pay the max quarterback and be good. The Eagles did it last year. Obviously the Chiefs have done it a bunch. But most teams, once you pay the quarterback, it's like, it's the beginning of the
year.
Can I
Dallas Cowboys, perfect example.
Yeah, Exhibit A. Here I'm gonna give you a sneak peek on this prop that I'm gonna bet. I'm already bet this offshore, but I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be something I'm gonna tout all year. Derrick Henry was on the Dan Patrick show.
Oh yeah, 2,000 yards.
And he goes, if you get 2,000 yards, I'll get you on an Adam Sandler movie. And he's like a big Adam Sandler fan. And he's like, no way. Like, for real. No hesitation. I'll do it. And he's like, okay. And then he calls out Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler, like, does this FaceTime video for Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's going to get 2,000 yards. And he's going to do it. And he's going to be in, like, Happy Gilmore 3.
If he stays healthy, like, that's a team that likes to run the ball. So,
yeah. So,
I mean, the Ravens are the best regular season team in football. It's like they're unbelievable. They just can't win in the playoffs. Can't win in the playoffs.
Talking football right now.
So Tomlin has never had a losing regular season. He just brought in the biggest pariah in the NFL at quarterback. What do you think is going to frickin' happen? And by the way, that entire division's good. Oh, Cleveland, okay, but I mean, they're screwed.
Yeah, we're going to see week 1, they play the Jets. Imagine you lose your quarterback, Justin Fields, to there, which I guess they said that, and then they have to win that game. If you lose that game, especially like you said, the division's very tough. You may get 2 wins. If
you lose that game, you're done. Because then Aaron Rodgers is a cancer in the locker room, and then then right away he's gonna do this.
They do have
about what's wrong.
What's the Seattle guy? They got the receiver
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. Rodgers, I would disagree. Rodgers is a veteran quarterback, and players trust him. So I think he's going to do just fine.
I think he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks of our generation.
I wouldn't say overrated. The guy's got.
He's for sure overrated.
He won't even be in the top 15 QBR ratings, Nick.
Not at this point of his career, I don't think.
He's 41 years old.
Even in his
look at what Tom Brady did in his system.
He wasn't
injured. Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers?
No. I'm talking about the system that Tom Brady went into and made it work.
Will they allow him to run the ball, though?
It's the same thing. You got a great quarterback. You got a Hall of Fame coach in Mike Tomlin. I think he's
Hall of Fame.
But I don't think you got a Hall of Fame offensive line in Pittsburgh.
Listen,
in Tampa they did.
He can't be a Hall of Fame coach with one title. He wins 8 to 9 games a year. Like
then Aaron Rodgers can't be a Hall of Famer with 1 Super Bowl either.
He has 3 MVPs. He wasn't coach of the year.
I'm not. I'll die on this hill. Aaron Rodgers
talking about right now. We're talking about football here, but yeah, Mike Tomlin is a Hall of Fame coach.
He is.
I don't know.
I agree.
I agree with that too. He is.
Yeah, I agree.
And Mike Tomlin has always been just as good as what his coordinators are too.
So I agree with that too.
I'm not a huge Steelers fan. One of my best friends is. Apparently, Nick is on the payroll. But
Aaron Rodgers payroll.
But I think Aaron Rodgers has proven over the last couple of years that he's a prima donna, that his best years are behind him. I just don't think even bringing in the studs they have. I mean, they got rid of their best wide receiver, brought in Metcalf, but at days in here in that division, I don't see you beating Baltimore twice, and I sure as hell don't see you beating the Bengals. If the Bengals can put up any defense this year, that's their biggest. Who knows? Well, but and the Browns, you never know what you're going to get there.
Hey, so they had a choice. They had a chance to get supposedly Kirk Cousins. Like they could have got Kirk Cousins. Obviously, he wasn't the same last year off of the Achilles. but neither was Rodgers. I kind of thought Kirk Cousins fit in that system better. I think he's a better teammate at this point with Kirk, and he's younger. I was surprised they didn't wait for him to get cut and take Kirk Cousins.
Tony, we got a comment for you. I believe
I'm reading it.
Cody's probably like a Raider fan or something, or he's got to be a Raider.
He's an anti-Chiefs fan.
Yeah, he's going to be a Raider fan, a Bronco fan.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the NBA. And if he'll win another Super Bowl ring at some point in time.
That comment is a little internally bitter.
He's either the best quarterback of all time already, or he's second.
Oh, he's an Eagle fan. Okay, I get it.
Well, there you go. Well, yeah, you got
it makes sense. It's okay
this year, but
that's fair.
I will say I would take the Eagles in front of the Chiefs this year, still slightly. I think slightly better, but they're both like right there.
I think you can make an argument every which way, and nobody's wrong.
I mean, they're both
really
one of the top 4 teams in the league. I mean, what's the favorite? Who's the favorite? Lenny, if you look it up. Who's the NFL title champion favorite for the Super Bowl this year?
Chiefs are sitting like at third. I think it's.
I don't know how to look that up.
Probably Eagles. I'm trying to think who else.
Ravens, probably.
Let me look.
Yeah, Ravens would probably be up there. Yeah. I mean, they got to be the top 3. That's for sure. Both of them. I'll take the quarterback. Patrick Mahomes.
Eagles, Bills, Raven, Chiefs, and then Lenny's Lions. And Commander.
Hey, what are them Bears?
Shut up. We were not even
Bills.
Hey, Lenny,
I can't. I'm still scrolling down to get to the Bears numbers.
Good. Plus value.
Plus 4,000.
Plus 5. You know, the crazy thing is, Tony, what's there, 11 of us, 12 of us? And like 4 of them are Bears fans, right?
And by the way, the Bears have better odds than the Steelers. And here is Nick talking about how great Rodgers is going to be.
I'm just saying he's not going to be as bad as everybody thinks. I'm not going to say he's going to be a Patrick Mahomes here, Tony, but I know he's going to fit that system and be good with Mike Tomlin.
By the way, we're going to cut you some slack because you are coming from a city that can't pick a goddamn quarterback in the draft to save their ass.
Hey, we still got Caleb, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, Mitch Trubisky, go down the list. I mean, Rex Grossman took us to the Super Bowl for crying out loud. We need a defense, and we got a defense.
Well, your head coach has got Caleb Williams running wide receiver routes. Like nobody's going to be able to see his nails painted down the field.
Now you don't like him, Lenny, because he left Detroit, huh? He went to the right city.
You know what? It's a make or break. We'll find out who Dan Campbell is this year.
This is good. This is going to be a fun fall.
You guys face each other twice. You guys
are all going to kick each other in the nuts every show, and I'm just going to sit here with Kansas City.
I know that's the problem.
Wait for you to come to town.
Who do the Chiefs start with this year, Tony?
It ain't the Lions. The NFL wanted to make sure they started 1-0 this time.
I forgot. I forgot, Craig. I don't remember.
Usually a division game.
It's a good. We got a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Well, last year,
obviously the better team.
I
play the Browns week 1, so I'm thinking
you play the Chargers, Tony, on Friday opening week.
Why is there not a Thursday
game? We are a 2.5 point favorite at San Diego. Rotation number 453. Write it down, tattoo it to your girlfriend's ass, and go bet the farm on it.
The Eagles play Thursday night. The Eagles play Thursday night. Would be opening because they're the champs, right? And then they play Friday, and then the Sunday slate, and then Monday game. Is there 2 Monday games to start off week 1, 2?
Week 1, there's Minnesota, Chicago.
Ooh.
And then week 2, there's.
I love when they do the 2 Monday night games.
There's 2 Monday games week 2.
Love when they do.
Yeah, the first week they don't because they do the third. But yeah, because
they do a Thursday, Friday.
Week of the season, the last couple of years, that's when they have the doubleheader on Monday night.
Monday night doubleheader.
Remember Friday game last year was the Eagles and somebody, and they played in Brazil. Is that Friday game in Brazil again?
Is it Brazil?
No. The Thursday game is Dallas, Philly in Philly, and the Friday game is Kansas City, LA in Brazil.
In Brazil.
The Chargers, LA Chargers, by the way.
So
LA Chargers, Kansas City, week 1. You're in Brazil, Tony.
Remember the Eagles. The Eagles.
We'll see if we can get that comped.
Their hotel was only like 5 minutes from the stadium. And then who did they play last year? The Eagles played who? Was it the Redskins or the Commanders? I forget. And they had a 4-hour drive to get to the game, and so the Eagles won. Everybody said it was because of the
game of the century, Week 1, Lions in Green Bay. Green Bay's favored by 1. Run me my money. Good luck unless you're against us. We appreciate everybody stopping by. We'll be here tomorrow, Wednesday, Doc's Daily, 1 p.m.
Griffin.
Eastern. I'm going to even hit the or the go button this time tomorrow. And
by the way, I want you to ban Cody Rambo from comments for a week. He's in timeout for making that comment about Patrick.
Oh my God! Now you know what? We're wrapping this show up, but I'm going to put you in a timeout, Cody, only because we're leaving the show anyway. Love you. Thank you for stopping by. Hold on. Joe. Oh, the Bears.
No Bears. That babe.
Joey says last year, the Friday Philly game.
Oh,
Philly,
yeah.
Green Bay, South America.
That wasn't Green Bay. Yeah.
Yep. You're right. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck unless you're against us.